All right, everybody, Bryce here coming at you with another real quick crypto market update. Guys, this was another big week in crypto, mainly because we actually got to see the real effects of the Bitcoin ETF. We had a full week of trading and there was some fireworks. Now, again, the most obvious thing people could kind of point to is they look at the price of Bitcoin and they say, well, the price of Bitcoin when it launched the ETF was at 48,000, 47,000. It quickly hit a spike all the way up to 49,500, but now it's at 41,500. So what the heck happened, right? Is it the end of Bitcoin? Is everything now over? Of course not. There's just flows, right? So inflows and outflows. And by the way, Bitcoin currently, within 1 week of trading as an ETF, is now the second largest commodity ETF in the world. I want that just at the outset to be very clear. Within 1 week, there's $30 billion of capital in Bitcoin ETFs. There is $11 billion in all silver ETFs combined. And there's $95 billion in all gold ETFs combined, spot ETFs, right? So very quickly, within 1 week, Bitcoin becomes the second largest commodity ETF. But I want to talk about kind of how it got there, right? There's the Grayscale Trust, which has most of the assets in it right now. And then there's the BlackRock and the Fidelity and all that kind of stuff. So within this first week of trading, with all the inflows from the new ETFs and all the outflows from Grayscale, there was a net $1.2 billion of inflows of new capital into these products. So if you add up all the subtraction, I think there was negative $2.8 billion that flowed out of Grayscale. There was $4 billion that flew into all the other ETFs. So when you combine that, it's a positive $1.2 billion of net inflows into the Bitcoin. That I think there's maybe 10 Bitcoin ETFs. That's crazy numbers, record-breaking numbers. They traded about $3.5 billion a day each week, which is crazy. When you take a look at all the top 500 ETFs that were launched last year, there was about 500 ETFs that were launched last year, and combined, they were trading about $450 million a day. So you had the Bitcoin ETFs that were trading about 6 times as much per day than all other 500 ETFs that were produced last year combined. So it was a splash hit. It was a big hit. Everybody was excited. Now, of course, the prices wobbled a little bit, but I think we're actually towards the lows of the range, okay? So again, nothing I say is, explicit financial advice or investment advice. I think we're closer to the bottom than we are the top, okay? And let me tell you why. Because we've had all of this turnover of capital, billions of dollars of trade volume at these new levels, price is kind of getting accepted at these levels. We're starting to find some kind of fair value, right? $40,000 is the cost of production per Bitcoin after the halving. So when the halving happens in April of 2024, the cost to mine one Bitcoin will go up to about $40,000. So right now we're at about a floor price for Bitcoin after the halving, right? So, I think right now, maybe prices, wobble a little bit in terms of Bitcoin, right? Maybe they wobble a little bit, but I think we're much closer to a bottom than we are a top. I couldn't see it going much lower than $40,000 per coin. And so I think that we're still in a huge buy zone because of how the price is just reaction here. And if you also take a look at within 30 days, I see within 30 days, this is the earliest sort of time frame for approval, but I think that they're going to try and hit this deadline. There will be options trading on these Bitcoin ETFs. That'll be big. Now you're going to have options market makers and options funds and traders in a whole new way of trading these Bitcoin ETFs. That's going to be huge as well. That's going to add a lot of volatility and excitement on the NASDAQ, on the New York Stock Exchange, on the Chicago Board of Options Exchange, right? These are the 3 of the largest exchanges that host options, right? And so we are really excited to see kind of what's going to be happening there. And we have just this kind of trend consolidation right now in Bitcoin, this liquidity event kind of marking some kind of near-term sort of local resistance range in Bitcoin. But we've seen altcoins fly. during this sort of chop zone for Bitcoin. So I think as Bitcoin kind of continues this bullish consolidation and then eventually resolves higher, we're going to see altcoins continue their breakouts. We've seen many coins go up 10, 30, 50% since the ETF is launched and continued with strong momentum. So to me, this tells me that as Bitcoin dominance continues to fall, altcoin dominance is rising and gaining market share. This is the historical trend in the months leading into and kind of leading out of the halving. You see Bitcoin dominance fall. This just means, market share growth is towards altcoin. So your odds are better scattering your bets in the altcoin market, which we've got a ton of fundamental research and amazing picks that our subscribers are following. So guys, hopefully you guys are paying attention to the markets, because now is not the time to sleep. Now is not the time to pack it up and not pay attention. Now is the time to say, all right, well, which altcoins are performing best? But before I get there, did you guys see as well Franklin Templeton, $1.5 trillion asset manager, huge, 20th largest asset manager in the world. They filed for a Bitcoin ETF. They launched it. It's been very successful. They were tweeting out how, again, tweeting or posting on X, whatever you want to call it, about how they are supporting the launch of ETFs for other cryptocurrencies, kind of, touting the merits of crypto as a diversified asset class and saying, wouldn't you rather own many cryptos than just one crypto? And again, this is on their Twitter, right? And they put on their Franklin Templeton sort of Benjamin Franklin icon, this is their logo, they put laser eyes on him. And these laser eyes are like, was a symbol of Bitcoin maximalism back in the day. So they were tweeting out about meme coins. So again, we're getting financial institutions that are on the traditional side, getting them into our culture, getting them into our spheres of influence. And I'm very excited to see how this all works out. But anyhow, guys, that's all the time I have. I'm really excited about where we are going in this market. Hopefully you're coming with us. All right. That's the market update. Now, also real quick, if you guys don't have a service where you could get fundamental analysis, technical analysis, and applied research for you guys to make the best decisions possible when it comes to managing your crypto portfolio. If you don't have something like that, but you want it, then come over, click the button below, hit subscribe, guys, because we're $1. You could hit, for $1, you could join us for 2 weeks, okay? $1, 2-week trial. Come and see everything that we've got planned for you. Newsletters, portfolios, buy zones, sell zones, everything you need to know in order to crush it and get set up on exchanges, everything you need to know. Guys, we've got your back. Again, $1, 2-week trial to Crypt Nation. Hit the button below and come and see.